Anti-Semites. It's a list that contains individuals who are sometimes very aggressively critical of a foreign country's government, and that would be the country that's currently engaging in multiple wars in an effort to annex more land and territory that doesn't belong to them. And of course, that's Israel. And if anyone's under the impression that putting me on lists is going to dissuade me from speaking the truth about what's going on in the Middle East, they'd sadly be mistaken. And I know a little information about the grotesque woman behind Stop Anti-Semitism, which we can talk about a little bit if you'd like. But I feel fine about being included in that list. And Miss Rachel is a national treasure.
Well, let's come to the case against her before I go to my other panelists. The Stop Anti-Semitism citation for Miss Rachel's nomination states since earlier this year, Ms. Rachel has published Hamas propaganda to millions, sharing debunked images, inflated casualty claims, and almost entirely ignoring Israeli child victims. My point to you, Jake Donnelly, she's entitled, if she wants, to give more attention to kids in Gaza than Israeli kids. If she completely ignored what has happened to Israeli children, that's one thing. But if she's acknowledged it, but chosen to give more of her time to Gazan children, that doesn't make her anti-Semitic.
No, it doesn't. And first up, Pierce, thank you so much for having me on. I really do appreciate the opportunity to speak about this. What makes her anti-Semitic is her relationship with Motez Azaza. Because if you're going to be a children's entertainer, you shouldn't have somebody on your show who glorifies the murder of 38 Israeli children. That doesn't make any sense to me. And any parent that puts their child in front of somebody like that so that she can push her propaganda, use fake AI imagery in order to do so, and to continue to just publish everywhere the Hamas-run numbers, 14,000 imminent starving children. I've yet to see where any of those are. Yeah, that is what makes you an anti-Semite. So it's not necessarily the one-sided stuff that she does, but when you go and you talk about all of the children, well, okay, why don't you talk about the 12 children that were murdered by Hezbollah? The Druze children who are simply playing soccer. She says that she cares about all of the children, but I don't see that. In fact, I see what she's doing as a political game, and I'd rather call this stuff out in 1933 than call it out in November 1938. And that's what I'm seeing.